When lawyers run dental boards, what could go wrong? Across Canada, dental regulators are supposed to protect the public. But what happens when those regulators start acting more like law firms than guardians of healthcare? In the last decade, several provinces handed control of their dental colleges to lawyers rather than dental professionals. It was pitched as progress, a way to make regulation more objective and fair. Instead, it's led to some of the worst governance scandals the profession has ever seen. In Ontario, the Toronto Star reported that the Royal College of Dental Surgeons was plagued by a toxic workplace culture under its lawyer CEO. Staff said they feared retaliation, bullying, and silencing when they spoke up. In British Columbia, the Globe and Mail exposed how the lawyer-led dental college made inappropriate comments to female dentists, mishandled complaints, leading to settlements and eventually being replaced entirely by a new oral health regulator. And in Alberta, a similar experiment quietly failed, but it never made the news. When an Edmonton girl suffered brain damage following a sloppy dental sedation recovery procedure, the news failed to note the complaint director lawyer allowed the facility to remain open for 2 weeks before they decided to close it down, putting more children in harm's way. The college was rumored to have hired an insider with no sedation experience to initially investigate the situation. Clearly, the system was caught flat-footed. A prophetic warning to the Alberta Health Minister by whistleblower Dr. M. Zook, related to concerns about the slack sedation rules, had also been ignored until following the incident. Then it made the news. The Alberta Dental Association and College, now split into the CDSAB and ADA, placed yet another lawyer with no dental background in charge of professional complaints. Instead of faster, fairer investigations, Alberta dentists saw years-long delays, spiraling legal costs, and an atmosphere of intimidation continue. According to the book Comparisons of Professional Discipline in Canada, Alberta dental complaint processing became the slowest and most costly in the nation when the ADA&C decided to switch to using lawyers as top investigators. Some believe this is also when certain insiders began to weaponize the complaint system against dentists they were jealous of, believed need to be kept in line based on their dental degree, and against anyone who threatened their old boys club insider hierarchy. Reports emerged of tribunal interference, conflicts of interest, withholding evidence, threats toward expert witnesses, and even a case where a dentist was told to leave the province to avoid a hearing over a minor complication, yet nothing was investigated. Rather than course-correct, the college doubled down, hiring more lawyers and even former police officers to oversee investigations. A third lawyer is now being used as the Alberta complaint director, and she has already provided evidence she is unaware of the critical section of the Health Professions Act, covering the right to a refund in the case of a dentist providing inadequate treatment. Even the lawyers' lawyers seem to miss this refund section of the HPA, leaving many harmed patients without a penny, while the lawyers get their huge hourly rate. Malpractice lawyers have no time for small-value dental complaints. With millions in annual dues, the Alberta Dental College refuses to reply to calls for them to cough up for their own lawyers' mistakes. The Alberta Dental College seems to hire first and do background checks later. One ex-police hired to investigate dental complaints was rumored to have left policing after a fatal high-speed chase involving a child. A tragic reminder that a resume in criminal enforcement doesn't always translate to professional regulation. If a dental complaint involves criminal activity, it should be referred to the actual police and not retired members trying to understand dental terminology and common dental complications. The result has been a system run by people who understand power, not practice. Lawyers are trained to win arguments often by any means possible and at any cost, not understand dental surgery. Police are trained to control, but neither are trained to understand dentistry, patient care, or the day-to-day realities that cause many complaints to arise in the first place. Instead of cooperation, we've seen confrontation. Instead of education, escalation. And instead of fairness, fear. There's another way forward. If the public worries that dentists can't police themselves, then why not bring in those who know dentistry, but aren't dentists? Former dental hygienists, dental receptionists or assistants understand the science, the ethics, and the chairside realities of patient care. They've seen what good and bad practice look like. They can spot when a complaint reflects misunderstanding and when it signals real risk. A balanced team of regulators with clinical experience and public representation would rebuild trust far more effectively than a lineup of lawyers billing by the hour. Because the purpose of dental regulation isn't to rack up legal fees or to make examples of practitioners who don't have friends on the inside. It's to keep the public safe, to resolve issues fairly and quickly, and to improve the system through learning. Across the country, the evidence is clear. When lawyers run dental boards, everyone loses except the lawyers. You may think, oh, but at least lawyers would have to follow legal methods dictated by the Law Society, so you could trust them. Actually, no. The Law Society has bounced every complaint about dental lawyers back to the Dental College, and it does nothing about it. The Freedom of Information Act doesn't help, and whistleblower laws to not protect you from a lawsuit from the dentist you report. Dentists have sued to attempt to pressure people to withdraw their complaints to the dental regulator. Recently, an Alberta dental complaint administrator claimed, "This can't happen if you tell the truth." This is false. It's time to restore professional insight, compassion, and common sense to the way dental regulation is done. Public trust doesn't come from fear, it comes from fairness. One more example. In case you think lawyers can solve complaints about dental coverage, CBC did a story after some digging, showing Ottawa spent $110,000 in legal fees fighting an Alberta First Nations girl's coverage over a $6,000 dental procedure. Lawyers win, the patients and taxpayers lose. As a taxpayer, I'm absolutely floored, First Nations advocate Cindy Blackstock said. According to retired Alberta dentist, the same shocking statistics are found in compliant cases in the Alberta dental complaint system, where legal fees are often 10 to 100 times what a 100% refund of the dental fees in question would be. Rather than waiting 5 years to have your dental complaint be processed, perhaps it is smarter to work out a partial refund with your dentist and improve your odds of getting anything. This material was researched by Dr. Michael Wyzuk and is based on information believed to be true and not widely known at the time this was recorded. Thank you for listening and for caring about the future of ethical dental regulation in Canada.